I just think, building off of Sunday wasn't our best performance. Things that we all need to, take care of going forward have been addressed to the players. Really proud of their approach as they came back to the building. Getting ready for another divisional matchup. Sometimes when you come off a rough game, execution-wise, you just hope the next one comes up, as soon as possible. And our guys are chomping at the bit today to hit the practice with full speed today, get a chance to let it come to life, the game plan that we're putting together. The coaches as well, just, excited to put this thing together and get another crack at, an NFC South opponent.
All right, we'll kick things off with Jeff Hawkins, followed by Mike Kay.
Hey, good morning, Coach. How are you?
Good. How you doing, Jeff?
Hey, good. Hey, a lot's been made of Bryce Young's ability or inability to throw downfield. And the wide receiver unit is a very young unit, but against the Saints and overall, are you satisfied with the route running that they're putting in? And did they help Young with their precision route running?
Yeah, I think anytime you have a young receiving core, a young skill group in general, you need to accumulate those reps of hitting those downfield shots. We just missed on a couple of those big opportunities on Sunday. I know the guys, taking the coaching well on Monday, and they understand, what we need to do to hit those this week. And I'm excited for it because these guys, again, like their approach coming in on Monday, coming in, back into the building on Wednesday, yesterday, getting more of a mental day, get their legs underneath them. It's been right? They're very professional in their approach. They take criticism very well, and they look to build upon it. So, again, today being our first full speed look at making this game plan come to life, I look forward to some of that coming to life.
And what do you expect him to see able to get after 0 catches and only the 1 target that he failed to track last week?
Yeah, Xavier's been playing fast for us. You put the tape on from the last game. He was physical, doing a great job in the run game, playing aggressive. Doing a good job of attacking in his route running. Got to finish a couple of those plays down the field. And sometimes anytime there's a little bit of the execution that kind of limited our opportunities altogether. We would have loved to get him a chance at a couple more balls, but just sustaining drives is going to give everyone more chances, more targets. We ended up with 54 plays last week. There was a handful of 3 and 4 and outs in the middle chunk there where we just didn't get opportunities to get those targets to everyone. So that's on the group as a whole, coaches included, to make sure that we sustain these drives, and then those opportunities, they naturally start to flourish.
Hey, thanks. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Mike?
Hey, sorry about that, Brad. When T-Mac's making up 54% of the production for the wide receiver room, how do you make it so that teams aren't keying in on you guys and what you're trying to do, especially later on in games?
Yeah, as you go, you continue to move guys around. You try to highlight the wins and wheres of, hey, we think the coverage is going to tilt this way. It gives other guys opportunities. I think you go back in the last game, and there's some great looks at, a target might go T-Mac's way. Other receivers are also doing a good job of making sure that they're winning their roles, but it's all connected. Protection to eye discipline from the quarterback and receiver positions, and then for us as coaches, making sure that we mix and match where you find those guys in the formations and in the concepts.
Bryce has obviously had kind of a safety net in Adam and now T-Mac. How do you push him, though, to look other ways with your play calling?
He's doing that. So every week, again, I think I brought it up last week where he makes a list when he gets the game plan, engaging the material. He makes a list of routes that he wants with these guys. And that's so important when you have a young group of skills, specifically the receiver room, making sure that Jimmy's getting his, route adjusts that come up in the middle of a game that might not be the one that he's got an accumulation of reps versus the ideal look. Well, here's the one-off coverage that I want you to get your rep for, on the side while we're not practicing the full speed reps as a group. Those guys go on the side, and Bryce has his list of, things he wants to hit with those guys. And he does a really good job of engaging the material, bringing the guys along, with all the skill group. And just look forward to those reps too, accumulating over time. And that starts to create that, that connection that you talk about Thielen, he has with Thielen, he has with T-Mac, that all comes with repetition. So twofold, Bryce engaging the material and bringing the guys with him, but then also the guys not being satisfied, with going through a practice, maybe getting one look at a route and saying, hey, Bryce, can we go get this one on the side? I want you to, leave this practice feeling good about what I'm doing with my routes.
And then last one for me, promise, guys, sorry. You guys have 21 plays of 20 or more yards. Most of that has come off catch and runs. How do you weigh the 2.7-second rule that you guys have talked about a lot, and then also setting up downfield strikes?
Yeah, it's continuing to marry up the short game with the intermediate and the long. So there's a time and a place for us to take shots downfield. Every single week we're hunting for those perfect opportunities and making sure that those plays get called. The players understand I'm expecting this call in this situation, and they know when this is a kind of we're going for it, type scenario. So for us, it starts with us as coaches. It starts with me communicating that out to the players. Like, here's the perfect op, the perfect look when we know we want to hunt. So Bryce and the receivers and tight ends, whoever the guy taking the shot is really tuned into like this is my play. I should be juiced up. I should be really, pressing to get over the top and to get a shot at an explosive play. Those things come to light as the week goes, and then you kind of circle back on it on late on Friday and Saturday and say, hey guys, remember, here's your 4 or 5 opportunities where we know there'll be some others where someone just gets open one-on-one, but there's coverage things that present themselves where they know this is our opportunity to make an explosive play downfield, and we got to connect.
We'll go with Joe Person, followed by Cass.
Hey, Brad, good morning.
Morning, Joe.
Little bit related to Mike's question, but just kind of a little more general in terms of T-Mac's development. Where are the areas where you've been most pleased, and where do you think he still has some work to do?
For T-Mac, he has a general football understanding of timing for the quarterback. Also, where's the windows to throw? So you'll see him a lot of the times his routes don't look like the lines on the page, but he gets to the window, in the appropriate amount of time for the quarterback to garner that trust of, I know if I throw it to this window on my timing, he's going to be there for me. So T-Mac does a great job at that. For him, it's just continuing to develop the complementary routes to protect some of his babies. So doing a great job at the line of scrimmage is another piece that guys are going to continue to challenge us at the line of scrimmage, have to be physical, have to play with their hands. He's done that. He's got to make sure that he's consistent in doing that when guys want to come up and press. We got to challenge them as the aggressor at the line of scrimmage and finish some of those plays downfield they're so close, right? We had another shot down the left side last week. Being physical in the right way at the right time and then coming up with some of those explosive one-on-one shots, I think is just going to continue to elevate his game. And
you said protecting his babies. Please explain.
Yeah. Some of his key routes, really you look at him and some of his end breakers are probably one of the most high production things that he does for us. And we know Bryce throws that ball well. That's not a secret, so I feel good about saying that. But protecting that with double moves off of it or the same stem and working a different route concept off of it. So defensive coordinators can't just lean on certain leverages knowing, hey, here it comes. This is only the end breaker. It's like, no, we have to have the out, the double move, and something else off that stem to complement it. So continuing to flesh those things out as a staff, that's what we do on Monday. That's what we do, on Tuesday when the players are, a little bit out of the building away from us, and we get to try to make sure that we're protecting them, protecting what they do best, within a route scheme. And for T-Mac, he does a great job at those end breakers. We got a lot of other things also built into the plan to make sure we protect it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Is protecting your babies a Brad Idzik original?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if we need that quote on a headline.
Fair enough. Speaking of T-Mac, he mentioned yesterday that this Falcons defense is going to look a little different simply because A.J. Terrell's on the field this week. Like, what does he add that you kind of have to be aware of?
Yeah, he's a great match corner. You put him in the boundary, you let him travel. and he wants to play match press. He's a patient and long defender, so it's really tough to get separation from him. And so down the field, you're not going to often see 4 or 5 yards of separation. He's going to be there. So finding ways to hold a guy off at the last second to make a play downfield, understanding that just because the defense is playing zone coverage doesn't mean that he's not going to play you in man. He's not going to get up and press, and you just have to have a plan at the line of scrimmage with him at all times. And then the rest of the defense, they got young guys that are really coming to life, and I think that goes without saying with the whole NFL. When you have rookies playing a lot of snaps, they continue to ascend. We have guys on our team doing the same thing. But those edge players that they have, coupled with a safety, a nickel, all of those guys are getting those accumulated reps. They're really gelling well together. They play aggressive. We got to do a great job of being the aggressor coming off the line of scrimmage in both phases, because you can see it on defense. They play confident with each other. They communicate, and they fly around.
Thank you.
Yep.
We'll go with Daryl, followed by Dave Newton.
Coach, I know last week was a tough week, but since the Dallas game, you really have not scored a lot of points, even though there was a great running game, pretty much up until this past Sunday. And I'm wondering why the passing game and the running game aren't coordinating to the point where you're putting a lot more points on the field, because I know you've been under 20 points all the last 4 weeks, aside from this particular week that obviously got a lot of discussion.
Yeah, absolutely. We need our pass game to come to life, and that's starting from the guys up front to the quarterback to the receivers and tight ends. Our protection plan being in piece, so Bryce can get good, clear vision down the field, and then just continuing to internalize why are we not hitting on some of these close shots down the field, making sure that we're learning those lessons and we're building from the near misses. The near misses can't happen in the same way as they come, those opportunities come back up. So really looking forward to our guys, taking the tough lessons from, some near misses in the last 4 or so weeks, and especially in the pass game, and making sure that going forward, we've, dotted our I's and crossed our T's, and we're ready to roll, with what Atlanta brings to us.
So are you saying, like we were mentioning, Bryce gets clear vision downfield? Is some of the problem possibly he's not getting that? And is that due to anything in particular that he's not being able to see maybe those openings there?
No, not at all. And that's not really the case for Bryce. He does a great job in the pocket. It's just making sure that, we're on our protection plan, and Bryce gets a chance to hit his first initial drop, get a chance to see number one open. And then for him too, the last couple weeks, I'm just excited to see, as his ankle's gotten better, for him to, move around a little bit more, making sure that we're taking care of him. He looks great. He looked great last week moving around. We know that's a big part of his game. So that's a huge threat to the defense, and that'll only help us, now that he's, fully healthy, running around. We don't have to protect him that way at all. So excited for that element to come to life. It did last week, right, on the little pole and on third down on the nub side. And, he pulled it on the end, and he ran around the corner, and we're like, okay, there you go. That's our Bryce. And we want to make sure that we keep him upright, whether he's staying in the pocket, and the fact that, he's fully healthy now and he's rolling just helps us do that too when he extends plays.
Thank you.
Yep.
Kind of follow up on that, Brad. When you're moving Bryce around a lot, how much is it more difficult for him to see the receivers open downfield and to get set to actually launch those deep passes you guys haven't really completed?
No, absolutely. I don't think he has a vision problem down the field. He's done a great job, of moving to find space. We've had experience, me and Dave in particular have had experience with guys like Russell Wilson, Baker Mayfield, and Bryce. They all do a great job of finding space and finding vision to get those throws down the field, and they're not 6'5", just towering over the offensive line. So, the proof is in his ability to push the ball down the field in practice. We've seen it. We've seen it in games. You go back to last year, he does a phenomenal job right around this stretch. I showed the guys a couple, clips from this stretch of the season last year when he started clicking. Guys had those accumulated reps. He was ripping the ball down the field. Not that you dip into the past, but you got to be honest of saying, hey, throughout the season, we get these accumulated reps, in the pass game where there's a trust involved with that, that you grow and you show like, hey, I'm internalizing some of these near misses. I'm going to fix it and move on. You hit it in practice, and then it comes to life in the game. And I think that's going to be the case for us going forward down this last stretch of the season. Really excited to see it come to life. There's no bigger issues other than just addressing the things that have gone on and then making those connections happen on game day.
And you mentioned, Russell, how much is what you're trying to accomplish and what Dave's trying to accomplish is from that Seattle influence?
No, every year's different, and every player is different. There's in particular plays, concepts, things that we know that our current quarterback likes. So we truly don't copy and paste from one year to the next, even from year 1 to 2 to 3 for a certain player. We treat it like a blank slate, and that's what we've done this year. We're building this thing around him, making sure that we bring everybody along with him.